Listen to part of a conversation between a student and a university librarian.
Mr. Reese, I'm Jennifer Lee. I worked on the photography exhibition last year, the one that was commemorating the university's 100th anniversary. I helped select and display photos for the exhibit. I helped set it all up, remember?
Oh, sure. You're the photography student that Professor Ryan sent to us. How have you been?
Good, thanks. And I was hoping I could talk to you about a job, actually.
Oh, the job here in the library archive? That was fast. We just posted it yesterday.
No. Actually, it's for a photography job in the portrait studio at the mall.
Taking portrait photos? That sounds like a great job for a photography student, but how can I help?
Well, I went for an interview, but I still need to give them professional references from people I've worked for. And, well, I don't have a lot of work experience, but, you've seen how I helped plan and carry a project through and showed up on time and everything. So I was kind of hoping I could give them your name as someone they could talk to.
Of course. We all thought you did a great job. I remember saying that to Professor Ryan, and he thought so, too. I suppose you've already asked him for a recommendation?
I have. He's actually the one who convinced me to apply for it. I wasn't sure I should. I mean, having real photography experience would be great for my resume. But, well, I'm a little concerned about the hours. It's 10 hours a week, which is fine, but they're all during the daytime. I'd have to schedule several classes for the late afternoon and evening. I'm not sure I'll be able to do that.
Yeah, I see how that could be a problem. Well, maybe you should consider the job I mentioned. We just got a grant to hire a part-time library assistant for our photography archives. It doesn't involve taking pictures, but it does involve working with pictures, filling requests for specific photos from students and professors, and it's in the evenings from 6 to 9, 3 days a week.
Well, the hours are definitely better, but I really do want to find out about that job at the studio first. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, but if it doesn't work out, keep us in mind.
Listen to part of a go to see the man. Listen to part of a conversation between a student and a university librarian.
Mr. Reese, I'm Jennifer Lee. I worked on the photography exhibition last year, the one that was commemorating the university's 100th anniversary. I helped select and display photos for the exhibit. I helped set it all up, remember?
Oh, sure. You're the photography student that Professor Ryan sent to us. How have you been?
Good, thanks. And
Listen to a conversation between a student and an employee in the university housing office.
Hi, can I help you?
I hope so. I'm taking a class this summer and I need to see about getting campus housing.
Oh, sorry. I'm afraid the deadline to apply for summer housing in the dormitories has already passed. I could help you look for something off campus.
Well, see, I only found out yesterday I need to take this course. It wasn't really my idea. I mean, I was going to take it in the fall. It's a course I need for my major in cognitive science. Professor Wilson was supposed to teach it, but now...
Oh, right. I heard he's taking a last-minute leave of absence next year. I hope everything's okay.
Oh, yeah. He'll be in Botswana helping develop the new cognitive science program at our sister university there. Anyway, I have to take the course this summer if I want to graduate on time. I've got a note from the dean approving the whole situation.
Oh, well, in that case, I guess we'd better make an exception for you. Only problem is, most of the better rooms are gone already. Was there any particular dorm you were interested in?
Well, I'm in Randall Hall right now, but my roommate's graduating in May, so I've signed up for a single in Murphy for the fall, room 206. I was hoping I might be able to just move in there now.
Well, let's see what the computer says. Sorry, that room's scheduled for repainting and maintenance over the summer, so I can't give it to you.
Oh, I don't really care if it's repainted. I'll be covering most of the walls with posters anyway. Couldn't I just take it as is?
Sorry, no. It's actually a city ordinance. All rental rooms, including dorm rooms, have to be painted at least once every 5 years.
Oh. Well, how about if I stay where I am for the summer? I'm pretty sure they just painted it a couple of years ago.
Hang on, let me check. You said Randall, right?
Room 122.
Oops, afraid not. The entire floor is taken.
Oh, well, guess I'll just have to move twice.
One sec. I've got one more idea. Here we go. There's a room open in Murphy just down the hall from your new one. That way, come fall, you'd only have to carry your things a few doors down.
Okay, works for me.
Now, that room's a double. Right now, you've got it to yourself, but there's a chance someone else might sign up at the last minute. Not likely, but you could end up with the roommate for the summer. Would that be okay?
Oh, sure. I can get along with anyone for a couple of months.
Okay, then. I'll get the forms printed up. They should be ready for you by tomorrow afternoon. You can stop by and sign them then.
Excellent, thanks.
Listen
What
to a
do the speakers
conversation between
mainly
a discuss. Listen to a conversation between a student and a counselor.
Hi, I'm Tina Morley.
Oh, Tina, yeah, good to meet you. You told me on the phone that you're looking for a part-time position?
Yeah, my roommate works at the dining hall, and she heard a part-time job might be opening up there for this new semester, so I was hoping...
There was one, but that got filled a couple days ago.
Oh, no. Really? The thing is, I've got to do something to pay for expenses, and, well, I'm not afraid of hard work.
I guess not. You see, I always have to check the class schedules of potential applicants to make sure they're full-time students in good standing. And your schedule this past semester, I mean, everything from computer science to African history to zoology and physics. How do you manage with such a heavy class load?
Pretty well, actually. If I do get a job, of course, I may have to cut back to a more normal schedule, but, you know, there are so many great subjects to learn about.
Ah, a generalist.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to pick just one thing to specialize in.
Say, that gives me an idea. You're pretty comfortable on a computer, right? With learning new software applications?
Sure, I'm pretty good at that. Why?
Well, last week I got a call from the folks over at the Visualization Project. They want to add a couple part-timers to their staff.
The Visualization Project?
Yes, they help professors from all different departments turn information into something their students can see. You know, instead of just writing on a blackboard, more and more professors want to project information onto a screen. And, how do I say this? Some professors are really good in their own subject areas. But when it comes to computers, well...
I get the picture. So they use the Visualization Project to create, what, like graphs of different sorts?
Right. Graphs of economic trends, for instance, or population growth. And sometimes dynamic maps that change on screen to show, for instance, how trade ebbed and flowed over the centuries along various routes between China and the Mediterranean.
Wow, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, and that's just what they do for classroom lectures. A project staffer might also be asked to help professors pull together some of their research data and model that visually. They claim that putting the research in a map, for example, or a moving image helps them see connections. New relationships in data on, say, animal migration patterns that they might miss if they're just looking at numbers on a piece of paper.
That's terrific. What about working hours?
They're pretty flexible. Staffers can go in to work day or night. They just have to make sure it's all done by the time the professor needs it. So, shall I give you the number to call to get in touch with these people?
Oh, would you? To think I came in just hoping to get something in the dining hall.
What is the conversation mainly about? Listen to a conversation between a student and a university employee.
Hi, I'm a little lost. Is this the housing maintenance office?
You found it. How can I help you?
Oh, good. I have a quick question. Are we allowed to keep electric heaters in our rooms?
Actually, you're not. What's going on? Your room cold?
It's freezing in my room. I think the heat went out or something.
Are you sure it's out? Maybe it just got turned down too far.
Oh no, I tried adjusting the heat control, but it doesn't make any difference. It's so cold in my bedroom I can't sleep at night. I've actually been sleeping on the sofa in the front room. The heat still works in there. Actually, we get hot air in all the bedrooms except ours.
Wow. Do you have a roommate?
Yeah, but she says she isn't bothered by the cold. But on the sofa, I'm kept up by the noise out in the hall. The dorms can sometimes get pretty noisy. So, what can be done about it?
Well, okay. There's a couple of things we can do. I can have a custodian take a look at it and see if he can do something.
Actually, I asked the custodian yesterday to take a look, but he said he couldn't find anything wrong. He said that some of the other rooms have lost heat also, and that if we'd come here, you guys would fix it.
Oh, he did? That's weird, because I would have... Well, the custodians themselves are usually supposed to report any problems right away. Okay, in that case, then what you need to do is... Here, fill out this form.
I have to fill out a form?
Yeah, but at least that'll put your heater problem in a work order for the maintenance crew, and they'll get to you as soon as possible. Just so you know, because it's not winter yet, and it's not as cold as it could be, it may take a few days for a maintenance crew to get to you.
A few days? I can't even sleep in my own room. Can't we just get an electric heater?
I'm sorry, but students just aren't allowed. Okay, I can see that this is a problem, and not just with your room. So, if you can get the form back to me this afternoon, I'll try to get a maintenance crew to look at your problem by tomorrow. How's that?
Oh, that would be great. Seriously. I have to take off now, but when I fill this form out, I give it to you, right?
Right. And if I'm not here, just put it in my box and I'll get it.
Why does the woman go to see the man?
Listen to a conversation between a student and an employee at the Student Activities Center.
This is the administrative office, right?
Uh-huh. How can I help you?
Well, I'm stopping by to reserve a place for my school club to meet and work, pretty much on a regular basis. Ideally, our preference would be to have our own office.
Well, we are out of private offices, but we do have some semi-private options still available.
What do you mean?
Well, it's a setup where you'll have a larger workspace shared by 2 other clubs. In other words, each club will have its own work area within that one room.
Oh. Are there any divider walls or anything?
Oh, yes, there will be a couple of dividers, so there is some privacy.
We'll work with that then. I wouldn't want to be without an office.
Okay, here are the 2 forms you have to fill out. Why don't you do it now while I set that up through our computer system?
Okay.
So, what's your club's name and the last name of the club president?
Oh, it's the photography club, and it's Williams. That's me, John Williams.
That's not pulling up anything on my screen. Let me try something else. How about your faculty advisor's name?
Sarah Baker. She's in the arts department.
No. Strange. You know, your club's just not showing up in my online records. Is this an established club?
No, actually, it's a brand new one.
Have you completed the registration process?
Yeah, last week. That was my very first step.
Right. Well, for my purposes, a club definitely has to be registered before I can proceed further. At the moment, however, it appears that there's no record of your club's registration.
Really? I thought everything was finalized last week.
Well, it is surprising. Usually there's a 24-hour turnaround in our computer database. So, then, do you have the registration approval letter from the review committee? That'll give me the verification I need.
Oh, yeah, I do. Well, I don't have it with me, but I can get it from my dorm room, bring it back with me, and submit it with those forms you need from me.
Great. That'll work. And just so you're aware, there are lots of benefits to being registered.
Oh, yeah. I think the university will give us permission to set up a website, right? I want to get students sharing their ideas on the website. You know, establish a photography blog.
Yes, you'll be able to do that. And, actually there's more. You'll be allowed the use of audio-visual equipment at no cost. You'll receive a club mailbox and a club email address. You'll be allowed to post your flyers and posters around the campus for publicity. And you could be eligible for funding for club events.
Well, we're definitely interested in hiring a professional speaker at one of our campus events at some point in the semester. And speakers almost always charge a fee, so I'll definitely follow up on that.
Why does the student go to speak Listen to a conversation between a student and the director of campus activities.
I'm here 'cause, well, there's something I don't understand. I sent an announcement for an event, and this morning I checked the events section of the university's website, and nothing. There's no mention of it.
And when did you submit this request?
Last Wednesday. I followed the instructions very carefully. I'm sure it was Wednesday, because I know announcements have to be submitted 3 business days ahead of the posting date.
And what's it for?
A reading.
A reading?
Yes, a poetry reading.
Oh, okay. And when is it?
In 3 days. It's an author from France we've been trying to get for a while, and now that he's finally agreed to come, no one will be there.
Wow, this person's really coming all the way from France?
Oh, no. He's teaching in New York City this year. We were able to sell him on the idea by promising there'd be a nice-sized crowd. I felt confident about that, because I know how enthusiastic our group is.
And your group? Do you have a name?
Well, it's kind of a loose group. You know, just a bunch of students in the French department who are interested in French literature. There's no formal structure or anything. I guess you could call us the French Literature Reading Group.
Okay, and it's a recognized group by the university, I mean?
No.
Okay.
But the French department is funding this, on the condition that we do all the legwork.
All right, hold on a second while I check. Well, it looks like we did receive your announcement last Wednesday. It looks like the editors must have decided not to include your event in this week's listings.
Not included? Why?
Well, we don't post things automatically. We get so many requests that we couldn't possibly post them all, so events that are thought to be too specialized without the potential for a really wide appeal...
Wow. I gotta say, that does surprise me. What am I gonna do now? I mean, he really is quite famous. I really do think there would be a genuine interest beyond my group. It would be a shame if no one showed up because there wasn't enough publicity. Is there anyone else I can talk to?
I don't think that'll do you much good since we're already working on next week's schedule, but maybe you could ask the French department to post the announcement on its website. And maybe you could approach some other departments as well. You know, relevant ones.
I knew we should have done a poster, but everybody was like, oh, you can just post it online. In any event, thanks for your help. It's something to consider.
What is the cause of the student's problem?
Listen to a conversation between a student and the director of the student cafeteria.
Hi, I'm sorry to interrupt. Could I ask you a few questions?
Sure, but if it's about your meal plan, you'll need to go to room 45 just down the hall.
No, I'm okay with my meal plan. I'm actually here about the food in the student cafeteria.
Oh, we do feed a lot of students, so we can't always honor individual requests. I'm sure you understand.
Of course. It's just that I'm a little concerned. I mean, a lot of us are, that a lot of the food you serve isn't really that healthy. Like, there's so many deep-fried foods.
Well, as a matter of fact, we recently changed the type of oil we use in our fryer. It's the healthiest available. And would you believe that at least 10 students have already complained that their French fries and fried chicken don't taste as good since we switched?
Well, I try not to eat too many fried foods anyway. I'm just aware that, you see, I used to work in a natural food store, and they had all this literature advising people to eat fresh, organically grown food. Working there really opened my eyes.
Did you come to the organic food festival we had last year to celebrate Earth Day?
No, sorry, I must have missed that.
We served only certified organic food, most of which was from local farms. It's not something we can afford to do on a daily basis, and there aren't too many organic farms around here. But sometimes the produce we offer is organically grown. It depends on the season and the prices, of course.
That's good to know. I like the fact that organic farms don't use chemical pesticides or anything that can pollute the soil or the water.
Well, I do too. But let me ask you this. Is it better for the environment to buy locally grown produce that's not certified as organic, or is it better to get organically grown fruits and vegetables that must be trucked in from California, 3,000 miles away? What about the fossil fuels burned by the truck's engine, plus the expense of shipping food across long distances? And nutritionally speaking, an apple's an apple, however it's grown.
I see your point. It's not so clear-cut.
Why don't you visit our cafeteria's website? We list all our food suppliers, where we buy the food that we serve. And the site also suggests ways to make your overall diet a healthy one. You can also find some charts listing fat and calorie content for different types of seafood, meats, and the other major food groups.
I didn't realize you thought about these things so carefully. I just noticed all the high-calorie food in the cafeteria.
Well, we have to give choices so everyone's satisfied. But if you wish to pursue this further, I suggest that you talk to my boss.
That's okay. Seems like you're doing what you can.
What is the conversation mainly about?
Listen to a conversation between a student and an administrator in the University Employment Office.
Hi, I hope you can help me. I just transferred from Northeastern State University near Chicago.
Well, welcome to Central University. But Chicago's such a great city. Why'd you leave?
Everyone asks that. It's my hometown, and it was sure convenient to go to a school nearby. But Northeastern is still fairly small, and it doesn't have the program I'm interested in. See, I want to major in international studies, and the only program in the state is here.
We do have a great program. Well, how did you get interested in international studies?
Well, my family hosted a few foreign exchange students while I was growing up. Then I took part in an international summer program after I graduated from high school. I found I really liked meeting people from all over, getting to know them.
Oh, okay. And that led you to our program. Right now, though, I assume you're looking for a job.
Yeah, a part-time job on campus. I thought I'd save money, being away from the big city, but it doesn't seem to be working that way. Anyway, I'm not having much luck.
I'm not surprised. Most of our campus jobs are taken in the first week or two of the semester. What work experience have you had?
Well, I worked in the university library last year, but I already checked at the library here. They said their remaining positions were for work-study students getting financial aid. I've never run into that before.
Well, I guess each school has its own policies. We really don't have much right now. You might be better off waiting until next semester. If you really want something, how are your computer skills?
About average, I'd say. I help teach some of the basic computer classes Northeastern offers for new users, if that helps any.
Okay. The technology support department needs people to work at its help desk. It's basically a customer service job. Answering questions, helping people solve their computer problems, give you a chance to develop your people skills.
Something every diplomat needs. But is there some problem? I mean, why is the job still open?
Well, they have extended hours from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. every day, so they need a large staff. But right now, they only need people early mornings, late nights, and weekends. You'd probably end up with a bit of everything rather than a regular spot. On the bright side, you'd probably be able to get some studying done between calls. At least it'd be a start, and then you can try for better hours next semester.
I see where the hours might be a problem. But I guess I can't afford to be too picky if I want a job. Still, maybe we can work something out.
Why does the student go to the university?
Listen to a conversation between a student and his sociology professor.
Well, I'm glad you redid your outline. I've made a few comments, but nothing you have to act on. It's in good enough shape for you to start writing your paper.
Thanks. At first I was afraid all that prep work would be a waste of time.
Well, especially with a challenging topic like yours, factors leading to the emergence of sociology as an academic discipline. There's just so much history to consider, you could get lost without a solid outline. So, did you have a question?
Yeah, it's about... You mentioned needing volunteers for a research study?
Yep. It's not my study, it's my colleagues in the marketing department. She needs people to watch various new TV programs that haven't been broadcast yet. Then indicate on a survey whether they liked it, why, if they'd watch another episode. It'd be kind of fun. Plus, participants get a $50 gift certificate.
Oh, well, I like the sound of that. But, so they're trying to predict if these shows are going to succeed or fail, right? Based on students' opinions? Why would they care what we think?
Hey, don't sell yourself short. People your age are a very attractive market for advertisers who promote their products on television. The study's sponsored by a TV network. If enough students don't like a show, the network may actually reconsider putting it on the air.
Okay, well, how do I sign up?
You just add your name and phone number to this list and check a time slot. Although it looks like the only times left are next Monday morning and Thursday evening.
Oh, well, I have marketing and economics Monday mornings and Thursday.
Oh, you're taking a marketing class? Who's teaching it?
It's Professor Larkin, Intro to Marketing. He hasn't mentioned the study, though.
Oh, well, the marketing department's pretty big. I happen to be friends with a woman who's doing the TV study. Okay, well, we don't want you missing class. How's Thursday?
Oh, I work from 5 till 9 that night.
No flexibility with your schedule? Where do you work?
At Fox's Diner. I'm a server.
Oh, I love Fox's. I eat there every week. Maybe you could switch shifts with someone.
I'm still in training, and the only night my trainer works is Thursday.
Look, I know the owners there really well. Why don't you let me give them a call and explain the situation?
Okay. It'd be cool to be part of a real research study, and the gift certificate wouldn't hurt either.
What is the conversation mainly about?
Listen to a conversation between a student and a food service manager.
Excuse me, Mrs. Hanson? My name's John. John Grant. I work as a waiter in the campus dining hall in the faculty dining room.
What can I do for you, John?
Well, I work weeknights, except for Friday. I was wondering if I could switch from working the dinner service to working at lunch.
That's going to be a problem. I'm afraid we don't have any openings at lunchtime. A lot of students want to work then, so it's really rare for us to have an open spot at that time of day.
Oh. Well, you see, I've joined this group, the University Jazz Band, and the band's practice time's right around dinner time. You know, it's so hard to get into this group. I must have auditioned like 10 times since I've been at the school, so Anyway, so I was really hoping to have the dinner hour free so I can go to practice.
Well, we do have other open times, like breakfast.
That won't work. I'm sorry. I mean that I can't work that early. I have this really important music class I gotta take, and it's like first thing in the morning.
Well, if you don't mind working in the kitchen, we've got some pretty flexible hours for students doing food prep work. Anything from early morning to late afternoon.
What's, prep work?
You prepare food for the cooks. You know, like cutting up vegetables for soup or cleaning greens for salads.
Oh. That doesn't sound, being a waiter, I get to see a lot of the professors, like, in a different light. You know, we joke around a little, you know. In the classroom, they always have to be pretty formal, but...
Well, the money's no different, since we pay students the same amount for any of the jobs here in food service. So it's up to you.
Oh, man, I always thought that sacrificing for my art, well, that'd mean working long hours as a musician for, like, no money. I didn't think it'd mean peeling carrots.
Let me see. I'm offering you something that has the hours you want. It's right here on campus, and you make as much money as you did being a waiter. Quite a sacrifice.
I'm sorry. I know you're just trying to help. I guess I should look into the food prep job.
Okay, then. I'll tell the kitchen manager that you'll stop by tomorrow to talk about the job and schedule your hours. And I'll let the dining hall manager know that he needs to find a new waiter for the evening.
Oh. Okay, I guess that's it. Thanks, Mrs. Hanson.
Why does the man go to